Well, congratulations. Just a case of a job well done tonight.
Yes, I think the team was immense today. And the manner that we started the game, showing so much dominations, big chances. I think the keeper kept them alive in the first half because it should have been 2 or 3 at least. And yeah, then there are certain moments, obviously, they are a really good side that they can dominate you and make you play deep. But I think overall we had a big performance as a team and individually as well, players that elevated the level to the highest standards probably of the season.
Have you seen a better goal than what Emirates put away tonight?
It's not easy to see it. I mean, when you talk about technique and when you talk about making contact with the ball in the manner, it's just the ball sounded puff, and just see the reaction of all the players around, and yeah, that's why he's here.
As you said, it felt like their keeper up until that point was pretty unbelievable with what he was stopping, so it was going to take a moment like that.
Yes, and this is Champions League, and yeah, you get worried because when you have 4 or 5 chances in the manner that we had, and you don't put the ball in the back of the net, everything is possible. And in the second half as well, because we had so many open situations, 4v2 to finish the game. But again, another incredible moment from Declan to win the game.
Yeah, the curl on his ball. I don't know if you've seen it back.
That's about the striking the ball and the quality, and we need to do that more often because we have a lot of players that can do that.
Well, look, it's a quarter-final against Sporting Lisbon. You did well there when you went in the league phase last season, but I guess it's a different game this time.
It's completely different. I watched the first half and the play, and yeah, they are top side. It's going to be very difficult, so enjoy tonight and prepare because we have a beautiful final to play on Sunday.
It certainly was. And tonight, did it go well in terms of being able to rotate players and bring in, bearing in mind what's to come on Sunday? Was that the plan?
No, it was related to the game and certain players that needed to come off, basically, because of the amount of minutes that they are playing. So, yeah, now we can focus on the final.
Lovely. Best of luck for it. Well done tonight.
On aggregate, we want to take you out to the Emirates because friend of the show, scorer of tonight's second for Arsenal, Declan Rice, is with us, everybody.
Rice, baby!
Hey.
Rice, baby!
Congrats for tonight. What did you like about tonight's performance?
Everything, really. I think it had a bit of everything. First half, we played really well. Could have scored 2 or 3, and second half was a bit of a different game. They played really well, but we could have had 2 or 3 in the second half as well. So, look, it was a really tough game over 2 legs. They played really well, by Leverkusen, but in the end, we had the momentum and the confidence, and we knew we could win this game. So, yeah, we're really happy.
Deck, this is Thierry. Well done.
Thank you.
Look, you didn't score for. I know you're not going to want to talk about it, but I want you to talk about it because you didn't score for a little while. The last goals were against Bournemouth were important. How did you feel when that ball went in the back of the net?
Yeah, so happy. I think over the last 2 years, my numbers have been really well for Arsenal, really good. And like you said, I've not scored since Bournemouth, so it's been frustrating. But on a bigger picture, been happy to help out the team in different situations. And if I'm not scoring but we're winning, it's been going. But to see that go in tonight, I was really happy, and I love a Champions League night at the Emirates. So, yeah, it was really good.
Derek, me again. I don't want to jinx anything. Obviously, I'm not going to talk even about the title, but the way you're playing at the moment it's kind of a play of the year type of performance. But I wanted to talk about someone else. How good is David Raya? Because in every single game, he makes 2 to 3 saves that I only saw on PlayStation.
Yeah, he deserves every bit of credit that he's getting. I wish people could come in and see every day how he trains, because the intensity that he trains at and the level that he trains at, there's literally no reason why he's not doing what he's doing on the pitch. It's incredible. To see him every day, the effort and how he is with the lads, he's turned into a real leader for us. And when you've got a keeper like that, I think it gives everyone confidence. So, yeah, he's incredible.
Hey, Declan, what's up, man? This is Clint. How does it feel as you look forward towards these next 4 or 5 months with the opportunity to win the league, to Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and then you got the World Cup in the summer, chance to bring it home? How do you manage all that and continue to stay focused and perform at such a high level?
Yeah, I think it's so hard to look to the future. I think you have to take every game that it comes. I know it sounds cliche. I'm not trying to sound boring, but Like we played on Saturday, we then had recovery Sunday. Yesterday we trained and we play again today. We play again on Sunday, then international break. So I can't look too far ahead on what's happening. We can only focus on the next game because they're coming thick and fast here at Arsenal, and we know what's up for grabs. But the main thing is we have the confidence, we have the belief, and also, we have the momentum as well. And the lads are, when you go in every day, you can just sense it. There's a confidence, there's a vibe, and yeah, this season's been amazing so far. So need to end it strong.
What's up, Dick? It's Carrie.
I was watching you and Thierry last night on Monday Night Football. I thought I'd got rid of you.
Declan, listen, it's looking like it's going to be a special season, as Thierry's just mentioned there, talking about, not getting too ahead of yourself. But, of course, the first chance of silverware is at the weekend. It's up against, the biggest rivals you've had over the last sort of 2 or 3 years in terms of stopping you picking up other pieces of silverware, namely the Premier League. How big a game do you see this? Yes, it's a cup final, but this could be the start of something really special.
Yeah, definitely. It could be the start of something. It's the first trophy that's up for grabs. If you win that, the momentum after that, that takes you forward is massive. It's going to be a great game against them, and it comes down to how much do you want it. Arsenal back in the final for I can't even remember the last time, maybe the Carabao Cup final in 2019, I think, or 2018. So yeah, how much do you want it on Sunday? How much do you want to win a trophy with this team and for these fans? And look, the lads are already talking about it in there. We're excited, we're ready, and like I said, at the minute, any game of football we go into, we believe we can win. So we'll be ready, and be looking forward to it.
Derek, it's me again. I wanted you to explain to people how hard it is mentally to go and play in every single competition and perform. And, can you explain? Because I've been there and we couldn't win that treble, and we couldn't win the league, obviously, but we are 1 point collapse in some competitions. Obviously, your squad is also way bigger. I have to put that in there, just saying. But it was tough mentally. I was drained sometimes. Can you explain, please, to people how hard it is?
Yeah, it's so hard. And I'm not just saying that. It's mentally really, really tough. Just as hard as it is physically, mentally is really tough. You have to be really strong, really resilient. There's ups, there's downs. We're all humans as well. Some days you go in and you think, we've got another one in 2 days' time. How are we going to get up for it again? But you just find that energy from somewhere, and it's obviously amazing for us in the club that we're in 4 competitions, and we have an amazing squad that everyone is involved and ready and, playing their part in major competitions for us, which is really good. But I think now, we're over that mental side of it in terms of, we're in March now. Obviously, the season ends in May. So, 2 months left to give it absolutely everything we've got to leave a legacy at this club. Hopefully, like I said, we're in every competition. Just keep taking it one game at a time, and hopefully we can keep doing special things, because it'll be worth it in the end.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
But before you go, our friend Micah isn't in the studio today, as you can see. He's over at the Etihad, where Manchester City were playing Real Madrid, and he has a kind message, I'm sure, he would like to send to you before the weekend. Micah, go ahead.
Deck, you know full well I love you as a player, but we'll see you on Sunday, eh? We'll see you. Just make sure you're ready on Sunday, because City are coming through. City.
I thought he was an Arsenal fan, Michael.
You've just lost his ambassadorial gig.
We all know I'm City through and through. We'll see you Sunday. I'll see you Sunday.
I know.
Perfect. Declan, we're big fans. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. So good.
You've killed him.
Because that's football, isn't it, at the end of the day? Should they have been more clinical, Martin?
No, I thought they understood what they were up against. A Leverkusen team, which we talked about, 37 games away from home, that they went unbeaten until the start of this season. So they knew what they were about. I just think he's, listening to him as a manager now, in terms of how he is. He's very demanding, but he's got this super balance of belief and respect for his players, and it's going to be some difficult decisions coming up at the weekend. But because of that love for the players, and he understands he's got a path for every player, that kind of sorts itself out, and that respect is retained. But there will be one or two at the weekend. But also they've been mature about sitting on the bench. You know, sometimes people have been sat there, Martinelli sitting on the bench, he's come off and scored some remarkable goals. And you might say that at the start of the season, yeah, I can buy into these new players, and it's getting more difficult to get in the team. But then it's another thing delivering. So he's got that balance, beautiful at the moment, where everyone he brings in comes in and raises the bar. And it's very difficult for him now to pick this 11 at the week.
Do you really? Because the challenge, they only get harder. The later you go into these competitions, there will be bigger challenges than this team tonight.
Yeah, I disagree respectfully. I think they do need to be more clinical. I think Declan said it as well. When you get these opportunities, you maybe see other teams that have played in the competition already tonight, clinical, they're ruthless. When they get into that final third, bang, it's that instinct, cutthroat. And I think Arsenal have done a great job. I said to you, I was confident. I knew they would get through. I thought they'd be the better team. They'd be stronger. They're physical. But as you said, the better teams that you play at the real top tier of European football, it only takes one moment, and they have to take them, Arsenal. And that's my only criticism. They're finding a way. They're in a great position on 4 competitions. But at that last little bit in the finals, it's going to be those moments.
And they will come up against some big European teams eventually. Let's have a little look at the bracket. We know that Arsenal are on the favourable side of the draw, because if you look on the monsters over there, quite interestingly tonight, Manchester City went out of the Champions League at the hands of Real Madrid. They lost 2-1 at the Etihad. We'll speak to you more about that a little bit later on. Obviously, Chelsea were well beaten by PSG across those 2 legs. And then Liverpool playing tomorrow. We'll take you across that one too. But Arsenal side of the draw, Martin, Sporting next. And then obviously you can see there between Newcastle, Barcelona, Atletico and Spurs, those opponents are the potentials if they can get through Sporting.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you know, that side of the draw. The other side of the draw, there's 30-odd winners of the Champions League. There's only Barcelona, really, who've won that. They'll be feeling that they're the strong team to get through. But I think Newcastle could...
We got told to give you guys a nice big welcome, and Jamie went so literal with it. Hello. Yes. Hi, everyone. Good to have you with us. Let's start by talking about Arsenal against Leverkusen. Arsenal at home for the second leg of this tie, and they end up getting the 3-1 win on aggregate. Do you want to talk us through the highlights, TT?
Yes, like I said to you earlier on, very Arsenal-like the way the game went. We're waiting for the highlights, obviously, before I talk, but, you know, people are a bit slow.
Got a fail.
Trossard again, save, kind of a weird situation there in the box that the goalkeeper will block. It wasn't that clear at times, but what was clean and clear was the strike of Eze. Wow. Ooh. Look at that, the way it swivels, bang. What a strike. That's his first goal ever in the Champions League. And he's letting us know.
What's that feeling like when you hit a ball like that?
Ooh, great feeling. Especially if that's your first goal, that will be, you know, you will always remember that. But that you can see that's what he wanted to do. It swivels, he reacts well from it. And, to be able to go over the ball there, he had to jump. You see at one point, both feet will be in the air. He has to make sure that he can guide it in goal. But the power that it did generate from that was pretty good.
Good feeling, Clint? I wasn't asking you.
There's no better feeling than scoring big goals, and the way that he took that. I mean, as soon as he left his foot, he knew it was going in, and cool celebration, popping his collar a little bit, letting everybody know, and it's only going to help them as they move forward. They got a big match versus Man City. Cup final, and we'll see what happens.
Yes, Cup final at the weekend, Carabao Cup final. Jamie, you want to talk us through 2-0 for Declan Rice?
Yes, Declan Rice, he loves this competition, doesn't he? In terms of scoring goals, we remember there's 2 brilliant goals last season against Real Madrid. This not as good, but still a fantastic finish. He's always getting asked to get more goals. With great power, drive, running forward. And as Thierry always says with an effort like this, it wasn't in until it was in. 2-0.
We're actually hoping to speak to Declan Rice, by the way, everybody, very shortly in this show.
And something that David Raya does in every single game, once or twice. I mean, this guy, I think he should be in the contention to to be player of the season, because what it does for Arsenal every single time, and it's very difficult to see what a goalkeeper does sometimes, because it cannot make you win the game, right? Surely he cannot make you, he can hope that you're not losing it by making saves, but he does that like 2 to 3 times every single games. It's just outstanding.
So,
Someone was yawning with it.
I mean,
I guess, do Arsenal look at this and think we have a relatively, they're certainly on the right side of the bracket, aren't they, in terms of what could come next, which would be the winner of Bodo Sporting, which was Sporting tonight, but rather that than some of the other quarterfinals that we're potentially looking at with Bayern against Manchester City, Real Madrid, sorry.
With all due respect, yeah, you always look at the side of the bracket and you go like, that looks a tiny bit better. You still have to win those games, and being in all the competitions, Jamie will tell you that it's not always easy to manage that. You have the Carabao Cup, then you have, you're battling against City. Yes, I know there is a tiny bit of better point difference between the two teams at the moment, but being able to play in every single competition, it's tiring mentally at times. I'll be honest with it, but no disrespect to I'm looking at those. That's why I'm turning, because it came on the Man City, where you keep on fighting against them to try to win the league once again this year. And I don't know what do you think, Jimmy? I was just thinking on the top of my head, how much impact do you think that's going to have on the title race on Sunday?
I just think the gap they've got right now is a real good buffer. I said a few weeks ago I thought this could have a huge impact psychologically, especially for Arsenal, negatively or positively. I don't think it affects City if they lost or not. They're not so desperate for a trophy. They've won so much, and if they lost the cup final, probably we've lost the cup final. I think for Arsenal, there's still probably a lot riding on it. They'll want to just get their hands on a piece of silverware. We're talking about them going for the quadruple here, but until you've got something in your hand, it means nothing. And this is the first opportunity. So the weekend will, I think, play a real sort of, have a big impact, I think, for Arsenal. It'll be a real downer for them if they don't sort of get their hands on it, because even though we all believe they've got the title virtually, when you're inside it, you never feel like, you always feel like something's going to go wrong. So they'll have that real fear. So, Manchester City can scare them, shall we say, at the weekend. But I think Arsenal will go on to sort of win the Premier League title. But City going out, Arsenal we expect to get to at least the semi-final as well. So that might cause a problem as well with the Premier League games.
Also, City being out of I'm just thinking, because if you go far, deep in the Champions League,
rotation, then
City don't have the Champions League anymore. That can have a little impact
as well.
But, let's see.
Carabao Cup final, after what we saw today, those two results for Arsenal and for City, do you think that plays any kind of role whatsoever in that final at the weekend, or none?
I mean, I was impressed with the fight the City showed, dealing with the circumstances they had. I was impressed with how they came out in the game, especially the first 20 minutes. If they bring that same mentality, I don't see why they can't get something from that. They're teams that are used to being in those situations. They won a lot of silverware, so they have that going for them. And like we talked about, it could be Guardiola's last season there at City, and he wanted to go out with a bang. So it's a big opportunity for them, and I wouldn't count them out for sure. With Haaland and Doku, definitely could cause problems up front.
Wow. As a kid, that must be how you dream of scoring your first Champions League goal.
I don't know if I could dream of scoring a goal like that, to be fair. It was a good goal. I just saw the opportunity to shoot, and thankful to God that's worked today.
It was the half turn, it was the technique, it was the pace, the pace of the ball. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a special goal. For sure, I'm going to remember it for a long time. Hopefully, it's the first of many in the Champions League for me.
I feel like all your mates are going to send you the goal. How many times are you going to watch this one back?
Yeah, I could be watching this one for a long time, to be fair.
To be fair, did it feel like it was going to take something really special? Because up until that point, their keeper had been unbelievable.
Yeah, for sure. It's a difficult team to play against. We saw that when we went there. And we knew that it would take moments like this to sort of put the game in our favour. And we, as a team, we did that today.
Look, we saw you go down. You had a bit of treatment and then you went off. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm all right, man. I'll be okay.
Perfect. I don't know if you know quarterfinals. It's Sporting Lisbon. They had an unbelievable comeback. 5-0 they won tonight. So that is your opponent. You had a good time out there, the league phase last season.
Yeah, we know that at this stage it doesn't really matter who you face. It's going to be tough. It's going to be difficult. So we'll be preparing for that. But we've got another game on Sunday, so we'll be looking at that first.
Yeah, you certainly do. Are you ready to turn the end of this season into trophies?
This is the aim. This is what we want to do. It's what we've had as our goal from the start. So we're in the final stages of all these competitions. So we'll keep pushing, keep working, and God willing, it comes through.
All right. Well, thanks for the memory of tonight. Unbelievable goal. Well done.
On that chill in the spine when you see a finish of such quality, and we'd already seen the Azar goal before that, so this is really top level finishing tonight.
Well, here he is, Declan Rice. Wow.
Right. Good evening.
Well done, my goodness. Thanks for coming out, Dec. Oh, look, well, that smile on your face probably says it all. Wow, just sum it up. You're in the quarterfinals of the Champions League.
Yeah, third year in a row in the quarterfinals. Really tough game over 2 legs. Credit to them, they caused us, even though it may not look like it, a lot of problems on the pitch. Really good tactical team. But in the end, we deserved the win tonight. We could have scored maybe 3 or 4. But to win 2-0 was solid, and to get through, we're very happy.
We'll see those in a second, but my goodness, you worked so hard, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm shattered. It's non-stop. It's honestly, we're obviously in all the competitions still. So it's been every 3 days since October, so it's been different. But we've been coping with it as best we can. It is really tiring, but when you have a night like tonight, round of 16 to get through to the quarterfinals, you find energy and you find ways to win, and we keep doing that. So it's all good.
You did. Come
on,
tell us about
everyone
that.
says,
Come
where'd
on.
you get your second burst of energy? I don't know. There's moments in the game, where you just get energy, and
You've seen it
yeah.
yet?
No, I've not seen it. I remember the ball coming out, and I just thought I can step in front of the man. Read the ball.
You seem like you were on a mission here. Cold breath came on, he was decent, and you ended up around him. Look at the way, it's a cultured finish as well.
Yeah. So I'm obviously...
You don't want him to get it, so you pinched it.
Yeah. So my first thought is obviously protect the back line. If they obviously kick it long, I'm obviously going to be there. But when he wasn't on his toes, I stepped in front of him, read the game, and there was nowhere else to go. So I thought the first touch set me up for everything, because it was still into my path. If it went left or right, I probably wouldn't have had the chance to shoot. So
it's in Real Madrid territory, isn't it?
I know, yeah. I was happy with that tonight. It's not quite Real Madrid, but I'm happy with it.
Me and Martin looked at each other. Martin went, oh, goodness.
Yeah, actually, chill on the back of my spine. You think, hold on, what a finish that is. And we were watching you, because you kept on going out onto the right.
Yeah.
And then you looked over, this young 18-year-old kid's come off the bench. I don't know if they give you that amount of information. You thought, OK, that's a danger. I need to run 30 yards across the pitch to get to him. Was that in your mind? You were on red alert.
Was that towards the end?
Towards the end, the
Yeah.
last 20 minutes, you suddenly started going into other gears.
Yeah, you just do anything to win. You don't want a goal to go in, because obviously that can change a whole tie and change the swing of the momentum. But yeah, look, we've got every single player that's in the squad that will come on and do a job and give 100% every time. And you just find that fire in your belly from somewhere, to win, to make tackles, to get over the line. And
I think that's when you're at your best.
Yeah, for sure, we are.
What about Aze's goal? Should we show you that one again?
Yeah, go on.
You're
Let's have a look at
involved
this
in that one as well, Declan.
Yeah, a little touch.
Yeah, there we go. Was this something that was important as well, winning the first balls, the second balls, this part of the game?
Yeah, definitely. I think they can play out of the pressure really well, but they jump to every ball.
Wow.
So you see, I set Leo. Leo played it into Ebbs, and the finish is he's got one of the best shots I've seen, left foot and right foot. We need to keep getting him in them areas, because honestly, he's frightening.
Do you feel that when you give him the ball? That's out of the meat of the bat, that, isn't it? Look at it. And he did that at Mansfield also as well.
Yeah, he's honestly, like I said, around the edge of the box, left foot and right foot. There's not many players I've seen that hit the ball better than him, and we need to keep giving him the ball around the edge, because he can make things happen for us. And
I thought tonight in midfield as well, he was working out better when to go and press and when to sit with you guys, because that's something new for him. But when you do get him in the final third, that's the benefit, isn't it, of having him?
Yeah, that's because in the first leg we didn't get our press right, and we'd worked on it coming into this game, that we needed to be better with our 9 and 10 in the midfield unit, the compactness, and when to go and when to wait. And we was much better with that tonight. I thought we was really compact, and it was good. Yeah, what we worked on happened, so we're really happy.
You've obviously done this one's ticked, but then straight away you have to go.
Yeah.
So
Oh, it's a shame there's a final at the week.
No,
I know.
yeah,
of course you've got to love it, haven't you?
Yeah, the manager just said that final, a chance for us to go and win silverware. And look, we need to be up for it. We've got momentum at the minute. We're going every day excited. Every time we play a football match, we've got the momentum. We feel like we can win every match we play, and that's a good thing to have at the minute. Confidence is everything in football, and with everyone that's travelling to Wembley, our supporters, everyone's going to be behind us, and it's just another game of football, and we'll be ready.
Yeah. Sport next. Tell me about the kind of challenge that they present for you guys in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, we obviously played them last time. Really tough team. I'm sure Victor will be able to tell us more. But I know back five really solid, have really good attacking players. So look, no game's easy in the Champions League. It's just, it's a knockout competition. If you want to keep advancing, you need to beat the best teams. And Sporting have done really well tonight to beat Bodo because they've been amazing in the competition. So it's another tough test, but we'll be ready. What is
Mikel saying to you guys? Because you look at the Champions League, the FA Cup, League Cup final at the weekend, 9 points clear in the Premier League at the moment as well.
Just we don't actually get too caught up in it because it's coming thick and fast. It was in Sunday, Monday's the day before the game, and then we play again. There's no time to think about what's going on. We just keep playing matches and preparing the matches as quick as we can. And like I said, momentum and confidence is everything in football, and the more you keep winning, that is obviously really good for everyone. So I think that's the key. I think he's keeping everyone level-headed and keeping us going.
Don't forget to enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. We are. That's 100%.
Looks like you are. Yeah.
Definitely. I think when you look at the season, we've lost 3 in all competitions. It's, when you look at it that way, and where we are, started in August and we're now in March. It's an unbelievable season that we're having. So we need to keep going, need to keep raising the level, and see what happens.
Absolutely, Dec. Well done.
Thank you. Have a good night.
We'll let you. Yeah, you have a good night as well. We'll let you go and rejoin them all. Congratulations to win trophies and dominate. At the moment, they have a foot in every competition, Kaz, and that's all they can focus on at the moment.
I mean, how many teams in Europe would love to be in the position that Arsenal are in right now? They would. And they'll go into Sporting as favourites as well, I would say, in that game. So in a brilliant position, like Eze said, all four. But what? I don't want to be a downer, but I'm like, Inter Milan were in that last year. At the same point, 4 competitions. So they've got to keep going, they've got to keep mentally tough and keep pushing.
So what will Mikel Arteta be saying to his team? Something along the lines of what Kaz is saying? Because every interview he does, he refuses to focus on the future and will only look at the game in front of him. And is that the right mentality?
100%. Just stay humble, stay focused. You can achieve great things. And, if you can be successful in this remaining part of the season, what are we now in the last 2 or 3 months? What you do now will be remembered, we talked about this, forevermore. So they could be a part of something special. And I think it's great, actually, when you're involved in big games every 2 or 3 days, you know how to behave, you know how to prepare, and it just comes with the territory. This is how we live now. So a big game at the weekend is lovely for these players, but you could see the excitement. Eze, particularly, I'm playing in the Champions League. Give me the ball, let me shoot from distance. No nerves, no fear, and look what the result you get. So playing with total freedom tonight was great to see.
A few new faces in this team and this squad in general, but is this Arsenal side learning more from the mistakes of previous seasons where they've gone the distance and fallen away?
Of course, experience matters. You realise why you didn't make it across that final line. You understand the differences at the top level. But I do think this team is different because of the squad. I think you can pull in changes, and every player that comes in, like Ben White, hasn't played in a month and can come in, his experience, he's played Champions League football. He can come in and it's easy. It's a good switch. There's lots that Gyökeres can come in and out of the team as well. He's new to the team. Eze, when Ødegaard's out, your club captain's out. They've got players in every single position, and that documentary that they did and Edu was talking about players in each position. I know he's not here now, but that recruitment, that mentality, it means they can fight on 4 competitions.
When you watched that performance tonight, what did you like about it, Martin?
I thought how professional they were. I thought the way that they fathomed out how to play against a really difficult opponent, where they had like 2 inside forwards that was tucked into midfield. It was difficult for Arsenal to build, but they were patient. They retained the ball much better than they did in the first game. They pressed really high. That was the message. Let's press. Let's see how well they can pass out under pressure, and then the emphatic finishes.